Hey guys, Howard here. Today I'm doing a quick look of the new Apple Watch Ultra. I'm not going to go through a lot of the actual functions, but rather I'm going to look at the size, the material, maybe what's a good fit for this watch, what kind of people, what kind of activity is a good fit. But overall, when this watch first came out, I'm like, wow, it is a giant watch, really big. Is it going to fit on the wrist of, like people like me who have a small wrist? I just worried it's too big. Like a lot of these truly outdoor activity, adventure, explorer type of watch, which is all in the 45 to 50 millimeter case. But after looking at it and comparing to a regular watch, it's not too bad at all. So first of all, just quick stats, right? This is a regular Apple Watch. This is the Apple Watch Ultra. Top to bottom into the size. On the one on the left, 44 millimeter. The one on the right, 49 millimeter. Left to right, 37.8 without the crown, 39.3 with the crown. So it's a pretty manageable size. And this one without the crown and this guard is about 40.5 millimeters wide. With the guard and crown, 45.7 millimeters. In terms of thickness, 10.6 without the sensor at the bottom. With the sensor, 12.9 for the regular watch. And the Ultra without the sensor at the bottom is 11.9 and 14.5 with the little popping out. You can see right here, glass area. Weight wise, it's not too much different. This one is 60.7. It does have an aftermarket strap. This is not the OEM aftermarket fabric strap. 60 grams, 2.17 ounces. This one is all OEM. Original with the original Alpine Loop strap. It's 76 grams, 2.7 ounces. So 16 grams heavier. Now this key function of this is, I would say, four things. Number one, it's made of titanium. This case, beautifully finished in titanium. This light grayish color looks beautiful. And I think it really looks, this one's ceramic. It's still very nice, but the titanium, it's just such a nice material, light, strong. Number one. Number two, it's 100-meter water resistant. Number three, the watch is built based on the U.S. military standard 8110H. Basically, it's the U.S. Department of Defense. They use this standard to test their equipment, right? So it's pretty good, you can say military grade testing standard. Very solid, rugged, high quality built. You can tell it's very high quality. Lastly, it's IP6X dust proof, meaning completely protects the watch from dust. No dust can get in at all. So that's pretty neat. If you do a lot of outdoor work, obviously dust proof, waterproof is critical. One other thing is, it has this night color, like you can change it to red. A lot of the true outdoor adventure small watch, like Garmin, Suto and Coros all have this. So this is a pretty neat function as well. Larger crown, obviously. Raise the side button. All of these help when you have when you have wearing a glove. It's easier to do. It's easier to do things, controlling things. So Apple says it's really for athletes and adventurers. I think it's fine. It's just their commercial when they released this watch. The commercials look like people like climbing like extreme mountains and doing a lot of deep ocean activities. That's not realistic. Most people, in fact, I already have two friends who bought this watch. They never had an Apple Watch before because they think, the regular Apple Watch is just maybe a little bit too finesse. They don't really need it. But when this one was introduced, both of them bought it because they're a little bit more of an outdoorsy people, do some activities outdoor, running, looks rugged, looks strong, and most importantly, it doesn't look giant on the wrist. I'll show you later. So I think, it's a good option because Apple doesn't have a watch that really competes in the true outdoor adventure, explore, activity space. This regular one, honestly, it's fine. Get messages, notifications, count the steps and the heartbeat. It's a nice device, but it's not for true outdoor, adventures and global travelers, right? This one fills that market very, very well. What else? So just a couple of things on here in terms of what are these things. I think the GPS antenna is actually up here. Then you got the dual speaker here, action button, I think this is the siren. When you press this for long enough, the siren will come out here. On the right side, I believe this is there's a 3-array microphone here. So you can actually talk on the phone, use this as a speaker to talk on the phone. Pretty good. You can hear very well. Here's the action button, big crown. It's very big with orange circle. And this is the depth gauge. I guess when you're diving, this tells you, tells the computer how deep you're in. So overall it's very nicely built. I think it feels a really good market for Apple. So let me put on my wrist to see how it fits. Okay, the Apple Watch Ultra on my wrist. My wrist is small, 6.5 inches, 16.5 centimeters. Like I said earlier, I thought this is gonna be so giant. But it doesn't look too bad at all. Again, because of the rectangle shape, even though it's 49 case, I'm gonna add the lug-to-lug size on the screen. It's still a little bit narrower than my wrist. So even for my small 16.5 centimeter wrist, it doesn't look super wide. And with the strap directly tapered vertically down, it doesn't look like some of these integrated bracelets which have a little bit shape out here. This looks pretty good at thickness. Yes, it's a little bit thick with the bottom, 14.5, but not too bad. Because the key thing is this watch is very light, 76 grams, 2.70 ounces. It doesn't feel heavy at all. And this right now, I have the green. It's called Alpine Loop. So you basically have the hook. You can hook into these little holes, which is a pretty good fit. Obviously you don't have any fine adjustment because every adjustment is going to be about 3 to 4 millimeters. But after this video, I'm going to add another short film of another friend's gray and the blue strap, which has the Velcro setup. Velcro, basically you can have infinite adjustment. Either one, this blue one looks really, this green one looks really good, or the gray one at the bottom, at the end of the video, take a look, it looks good as well. Yeah, so overall, I kind of like it. If my wrist is a little bit bigger, or if your wrist is 17 and a half or larger, that would be even better. But overall, I think honestly, it's better than I thought. Initially I was like, oh wow, why does Apple produce something like that? People, are they really gonna do extreme things like they showed in the commercial? Of course not, right? Most people who do that kind of extreme climbs, K2 and D, diving, they're not gonna wear this. Most likely, no. They're gonna wear other, true professional type of device. But this one, I think it's great. If you don't have so I talked to my friends, right? They're like, oh. So owner of this watch said, I already have a regular Apple Watch, does all the work. I don't really need, upgrade. I don't feel the need to upgrade to this Ultra. So he's gonna stick with this. But for the 2 other friends who don't have an Apple Watch, this is actually their first Apple Watch. They just decided it's a good investment. It's well made. This one's really nicely made, very solidly made. And on the home screen, you can see the 235, a little bit of air quality, battery left, some activity measure you will see, and temperature. And here's actually second time zone. London is blocked by the hour hand, but you can see a second time zone here. And then a lot of adjustability. Obviously, I'm not going through those functions. There are millions of emails on YouTube. You can check it out. But overall, yeah, I like it. Definitely, I would say exceeded my expectation when this watch first came out. So yeah, if you're thinking about, if you're an Apple fan, if you love the Apple product, and you don't already have an Apple Watch, this might be a great one. If you're also an outdoor person, with a wrist size 17 or larger centimeters, this might be a great fit. Yeah, stick around for the last minute. I'm gonna add a little film I made on a different strap. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, let's take a look of a different band option. So this is the gray and the blue trail loop. So the design is a little bit different. So this one you can see it's a nylon. On the back, it's basically the Velcro setup. And here, just want to point out, there's some little additional like 3D stitching what that does is prevent you from getting the band out of the loop here. So it's a pretty simple design, very comfortable, has a little bit of elasticity, and what you can do is you can just basically close it like this. It's the Velcro design, very simple. I think the advantage of this compared to the Alpine loop is, you can adjust infinitely how tight and how loose you want. Now here again, looking at my friend's wrist, a little bit bigger than mine, maybe 17.5. You can see it's actually pretty good fit. I think on the video it looks a little bit bigger than the actual reality, because of again the rectangle design with sort of the rounded edge. It looks very nice. Very nice option for the band.